Congratulations, you just hit level 80 in Guild Wars 2. You open your map and all the endgame content, and now it's time to gear up. When it comes to getting your first exotic gear, there's a few different paths you can take. You can jump straight into expansion metas like Heart of Thorns. You can spend time grinding ward tracks in World vs World, or you can level up your crafting disciplines. But we are gonna go shopping instead. If you look at other alternatives, World vs World gives you badges of honor. These can be used to buy stat selectable gear, which is awesome for the harder gear stats to come by in the game. Crafting, on the other hand, gives you full flexibility and only requires gold. All of these paths are awesome, especially for alts later on. If this is your very first character, you probably don't have all the gold to max your crafting yet, and you also need to level up your crafting to be even able to make good gear for your character, and I bet you don't have it, am I right? Jumping into the jungle of Heart of Thorns, which are one of, if not the hardest expansions, with random gear will absolutely get you killed instantly. And you might not want to spend hours in World vs World just to start your PvE journey. So, for your first character, the absolute most realistic and fastest way is to buy cheap gear directly from the trading post. And here's how you do it. First, you need to decide if your build deals direct strike damage, which means that you want a power build. If you type Berserker into the trading post armor search, you'll see prices that will make your jaw drop. Instead, we would use the named armor trick. If you wear light armor, you search for Zhed. If you have medium armor, you search for Nika, and heavy armor, you search for Devona. These are exotic sets with a perfect Berserker stats, and they cost a fraction of the price. You can get a full set for less than gear with Berserker in the name. But it's the same stats. Exactly the same points, it's literally equal. It is the ultimate power starter pack. But what if your build relies on dealing damage over time, like bleeding, burning or torment? Then you have a condition build. And if you look up the endgame benchmarks, you will see everyone is running Viper gear. But for open world or a fresh level 80, Viper is incredibly hard to get by, especially so early. Our solution is to look at the Carrion stats instead. They have power, condition damage and vitality. Go to the trading post and buy these names Carrion sets. For light armor, you search for Ogden. For medium, you search for Shiro. And for heavy, you buy a mix of Brutus and Sheena. They have 3 pieces in both names. But Carrion isn't the same stats, say. Well, that's right. Viper gives you also precision, which is crit chance, and expertise, which are condition duration. To compensate for the lost condition duration that Viper gives you, we buy a set of Lich Runes. They cost basically nothing and give your conditions a massive boost. Do you drop massively in DPS from using Viper? No. I took the core Necromancer, because that's what you are now. You're a core level 80 with no expansions, no crazy gear, nothing. We went hitting the DPS column with no boons, no crazy combos, no benchmark thing, nothing, just pure auto attacks. And to see what do we actually do. In the top tier meta gear, the Viper hit around 2700 DPS. This budget Carrion set 2400. I know this is just by doing autos and not using the full skills and combos, but that's not the important step here. This is to show you that this kit does not do minus damage and the Viper hits for 1 billion. It's not that big of a deal. And also the massive bonus here, Carrion gives you vitality, so your health pool shoots up to the stars. Instead of having 22,000 here, I get 30k. So instead of having a glass cannon build and wiping on normal bosses, you're standing tall, you're alive, you're actually having fun. Of course, you actually do more damage with Viper, but your gear is nothing if you don't use your skills correctly. The benchmark is just that, a benchmark. Which is going to be another clip, by the way. so stay tuned for that. And this brings me to the most important rule in Guild Wars 2. Understanding your build and knowing your skills is indefinitely more important than having the perfect gear. A player who knows when to dodge, how the combo fields works, and reach their traits and abilities and when to use what in what place will always outperform a dead player in this infamous Viper gear. Remember, it's a game, you're supposed to have fun. Grab your name sets from the trading post, save your gold, save your time, just learn your class and enjoy the game. The expensive gear can wait.